Hey guys, this is Echo Soundworks with another tutorial for ADSR and SylentTutorials.com. First, if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please sign up at youtube.com/ADSRtuts. In today's video, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks and just how to use the different mono and legato modes inside of Sylenth. There are technically three. Well, to me, there's three different modes. In the manual, it'll only describe two, but there's this kind of third phantom mode that you can force Sylenth to do. Really quick, I know I'm going to get questions on this. This is a theme or a skin for Sylenth. I use a couple different themes, but this one I've been using recently. I really like it. It's a third-party skin or theme, and it is completely okay to use skins with Sylenth. As you can see, this is a legit version. This is my name down here. So it's not like this. Some people think that if you're using a skin or a theme, it automatically equates to crack software with Sylenth, and that's not the case. I do want to shout out the talented individual who did this theme or skin. His name is Lance Thackerbay. I hope I'm not butchering his name. But I think word on the street is he did the GUI or the graphical user interface for Serum. So he knows what he's doing. It's a great theme, and I do like using it. And I believe this is also going to be included in Sylenth 2 whenever it comes out. So let's actually jump into the tutorial now. Well, the mono and legato mode will be down here. It's on this piano roll strip, and it's this little right-hand corner. And it's basically a knob that will determine the glide or portamento, and then two different modes that you can choose from. And those modes will determine how the portamento is handled. So you might be asking, what's portamento? Portamento is a big word for glide or slide, and it basically is going to determine the amount of time it takes when you hit two notes, or one note, depending on the mode you're in Sylenth, for that note to actually slide up, like the pitch slides and glides up into its full pitch value. So up here at the top of Sylenth, you'll have your voice count, or how many notes you can play simultaneously. Right now it's set to 3. So I can play chords, like triads. And if I activate mono legato and now try playing a triad, or more than one note, it won't let me. This disengages the polyphony count, regardless of how many notes it is, if it's higher than 1. And now to get the glide or portamento sound, I need to turn the portamento up. So I just hit C, I'm going up to G, and you can see it's now just getting to the G pitch. That's because I have the portamento time up at 10. Now musically, you'd very rarely ever want it up at 10. However, if you're just trying to create like a white noise uplifter or kind of a pitch uplifter, it's a great tool to use in Sylenth, just to throw the portamento up to 10 and kind of just, have that note slide up. Well, let's talk about the different modes here in Sylenth. So right now with normal, right now if I play one note, it doesn't slide into that one note at all. It'll only start to slide when I overlap keys or I hold down two keys at once. So hear that kind of trill? That's because I'm playing two keys at once, and you can see this down at the bottom of Sylenth. Now if I just go, it doesn't do that. Now that's cool because you can do things like, you can do little art patterns and then have one slide in or out of it. Well, let's look at what this does in the slide mode. And if you toggle this little switch down to S, it'll be in slide mode. Now I'll turn the portamento up all the way so we can hear it. So you can see it's reacting, or it's, having the portamento react a little bit differently. In slide mode, it's always going to slide into the next key that's pressed, pretty much regardless of if you have, you're overlapping those key presses. Whereas in normal mode, that won't be the case. Well, let's talk about this third phantom mode that you can kind of coerce Sylenth into doing. There is an instance where if I take this back to normal and turn the portamento down, let's say you're playing a lead, and you can hear when I'm hitting these two notes here, the phase isn't restarting on my oscillators, but yet I have retrigger selected. When you have mono and legato activated, it kind of makes it, in Sylenth anyway, it makes it more like I think of it as like a violin legato patch from like Contact or something, because I can't retrigger the phase or the restart of the waveform if I have overlapping notes. But in normal mode, that's how I have to activate the portamento. So sometimes there's an instance musically where you want to have portamento and glide, but you don't want it to kind of trill in between those values. And what you can do, all you have to do is unselect mono legato, turn your portamento up, and then just turn your polyphony count down to 1. The reason this still works in Sylenth is you can actually apply glide times to polyphonic chords, which you can't in every soft synth. So all you have to do, turn the polyphony down to 1. And then every time you hit a note, it's going to have the portamento / glide. It's also going to retrigger your start of your oscillators, which is just a cool effect to do. So there are technically 3 different mono legato modes in Sylenth. There are 2 down here, and then you can coerce it or kind of force Sylenth to do a 3rd one by manipulating the polyphony count to 1 and, affecting the portamento to the amount that you want. Cool. So if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you haven't checked out ADSRsounds.com, head on over there. Tons of cool things production related. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.